everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for another video. It just got really dark outside and there's a lot of clouds, so I apologize if the lighting goes in and out. Today I'm here for another Writing Wednesday video. I am super excited about this whole series, this new kind of plan for how I'm going to be posting content. I think it's going to be working really well. Today I'm going to be talking about point of view, how I chose the point of view for my current untitled novel project thing, and why I think that point of view is the best. No, I'm kidding. But point of view is really subjective to you as the author to figure out how you will best be able to tell your story using that point of view. So today I'm going to kind of break down what I think are the 3 main point of views when it comes to writing. So let's get into it. So the first point of view, ironically, is first person point of view. And this is going to be using pronouns like I, me, we in your writing when you're writing a book. So you would say I went to the store instead of he, she, or they went to the store. And this point of view is basically so that you as the writer can literally put the reader into that character's mindset. This point of view is a really interesting one to read because you literally are in the know on every thought that the main character is having as you're reading the book. But first person point of view is limited. So let me get into that. So meaning in first person point of view, you can only read, or you as the author can only explain that character, the character that is, you know, the main character, the one who's narrating the story. You are only in that person's head. You don't get to know what everyone else is thinking or what might be happening behind the scenes. So things can surprise you, which can be really great from a storytelling perspective if that's what you're going for. First person point of view isn't always for me, but it is an art form, I think. Being able to really create a voice of a character is something that I think is really cool, really neat, and really interesting. Now, here we get into multiple first person point of views, which means that throughout the story, you have multiple point of views. A good example of this is, I believe, Shelter of the Most High by Connell and Cosette. Let me just refresh myself. Sophia and Eaton, I'm not really sure how you say his name. Both of them have point of views in this story. So one chapter you'll read from Sophia's perspective, the next chapter you'll read from the guy's perspective. Again, I'm not even gonna try to attempt to say his name because I know I'll butcher it. This is a fantastic book, by the way. But you can have as many first person point of views as you want, but the point of this one is really that there are multiple point of views in this first person genre. You might choose this point of view if you really like writing in first person, you like doing that, but you don't just want to be stuck in one main character's head. You want to be able to get everyone's perspective on what's happening, so you would switch perspectives then from, you know, character A's point of view to character B's point of view, even all the way down to character G point of view. If you really wanted to go that far, that would be very difficult. I'm not saying it can't be done, but that's just something that you as the author get to consider as what is the best way to tell your story. Is it best for you to be in that character's head? Can you tell that story the best way in that character's head using that character's voice? Because each character in first person has a unique voice, and that's something you also need to take into consideration. Or would it be better to stick with one main character and so on and so forth? Again, these are decisions that you, the author, make. Now, the next point of view is third person point of view, which I think is the most common storytelling kind of point of view, and it's where there is a unknown narrator narrating the story, meaning he went to the store, they did this, she thought that. And this is the most common, I think, type of point of view. But something to note is that there are 2 different kinds of third person point of views. There's third person limited and then third person omniscient. So third person limited is when the narrator sticks with one character. So he went to the store, he felt this, he saw her and did this, he did that, with the same character throughout the entire story. Third person omniscient, which is my personal favorite point of view, is he went to the store and felt sad when he saw that they were out of Oreos. She noticed this and felt sorry for him, so took the Oreos out of her own cart and gave them to him. The cashier, watching this, shed a few tears in response to the kind gesture of the Oreo exchange. So you see how in that one you're getting 3 different characters' perspectives. You're hearing their emotions narrated 3 different characters as opposed to sticking with one character and only narrating one character. So those are kind of the main kinds of point of views in writing and in literature. There are others, but I'm just not really going to get into those too much right now. But basically, why I chose third person omniscient, at least for now. I could change my entire book. I could rewrite it all. Third person omniscient has for a long time been my favorite point of view. I remember being in the 4th or 5th grade and my teacher, we were going through, you know, a literature English course, and we were talking about point of view and first person and second person and third person and all the different kinds of point of views, because we were going to write short stories or something. I don't know. But we were going to write short stories or something. And I remember listening to these and being like, third, first person, no, I don't like that. Second person is weird. Third person, I like it. And then my teacher introduced this thing called third person omniscient. And I was like, yes, that is the one for me. And I wrote lots of short stories as a kid, so most of them were written with third person omniscient. Not that I really knew how to use it properly, but most of the stories and things you'll find that I wrote growing up were all in third person omniscient, because that is my favorite, I guess, point of view. And I think I just like it because I like third person. I like being able to narrate and describe. I'm not really, I don't want to say I'm not good at this, because I know if I say I'm not good at this, then I'll get the sudden urge to try it. But I'm not really partial to first person, just because I would rather be the narrator watching the characters unfold the story than necessarily be the voice of that character. I don't really know how else to explain it other than that. But I just like being the narrator and telling the story and describing the scenery and jumping around from this person to that person and kind of being the all-knowing narrator of this entire world, if that makes any sense at all. I have tried writing in third person limited, and I have failed many a time where I have been like, he did he did this, he did that, he did this, and then she, and then I was like, oh, I'm getting into someone else's feelings here. That means I'm falling into third person omniscient. For me, it's kind of unavoidable when I'm writing and trying to tell a story, not to go into third person omniscient, especially in scenes where it's like, he felt sad when he looked at her, and when she looked up at him, she felt a sudden burst of hope. Like, just things like that where I really tend to just write in that style naturally. And it is my favorite style to both read and write. I think for me, it allows for the most creative expression. Not that, you know, my creativity can't be expressed in other ways, or that my story can't be expressed in other ways, but for me personally, it is through that voice that my writing style typically shines the brightest, if that makes sense. What point of view do you guys prefer to read, and what point of view do you guys prefer to write? I would love to know if you wanted to tell me in the comment section below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Once again, I'm Jenna Van Mourik, an inspired writer and an inspirational fiction reader who reads, writes, and lives for Jesus. You can find me on my website at www.jennavanmourik.com. I've got a wealth of information over there, as well as a resources tab full of resources that can help readers and writers in their writing and reading journey, finding new books to read, or learning how to tackle different writing subjects or topics. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you head on over there and subscribe over there. All you have to do is enter your email address in and you are good to go. That way you'll never miss a new blog post, you'll never miss a new update. I post new book reviews there every single Monday. Also, here on my YouTube channel, I post new writing writing videos every Wednesday, just like this one, and I post bookish fun videos on Fridays, so make sure you're subscribed here so that you never miss any of those either. All my social media handles and links are in the description box below. I'm at Jenna Van Mourik pretty much everywhere. I post daily on Instagram, often on Twitter, and sometimes on Facebook, so make sure that you're following me all over there so that you can get instant notifications about what I'm doing, what I'm reading, and what I'm writing. Thanks again so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!